Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hello. I'm Melissa. Yes, I'm bundled up because I'm in Central Florida where it's cold. Okay. It says 51 degrees right now. Okay. I spent the entire week waking up in high 30-degree weather. Okay. So we'll just ignore the blanket. Um, we are almost done with this season, y'all. This is Silo season 2, episode 9. It is called The Safeguard. I still don't know what that means, but before we get into it, I would like to know, what do you rate this episode 1 out of 5 silos?
I'm giving it 5 out of 5.
Whoa, 5 out of
First good
5.
episode of the
You
season.
are so like, what's that word? Give me a word.
Unpredictable.
Fickle?
You're so what?
It might be fickle. The word you're
I
looking
guess
for.
so. Fickle's good. Okay. How about you, Andres?
Well, I've been rating it on a scale of silos for anybody that's just watching this first episode
Yes.
because I don't think it's as good of a show as some other things, so I'm grading it on a curve.
Mhm.
I think for Silo, this would be a 4 out of 5 Silo
Good.
episode.
All right.
All right.
Oh, hello, Blackfire. I haven't seen you in a long time, Rob Blackfire.
Rob Blackfire.
And Chris Dang is here too.
Dang.
Oh, Chris Dang in the
Yeah.
house.
Awesome.
Got all of the House of Dragons crew showing up.
Yes.
Love it.
I was also thinking of giving it a 4 out of 5 silos because we finally uncovered some stuff, man. So I think this might be also one of the few times where we're all a bit more aligned because age is usually really, really low. And she's like really, really high this time. And me and Andres are pretty close to 5 because we're 4. Okay, so would you like to go into why this is a 5 out of you, age? Because usually you're a downer on this show. So why is it a 5?
I found this episode to be captivating. I felt like I was learning something new, watching something interesting. Some questions of mine were answered. And I think Common said the best line of the entire season in this episode. And it was something like, why do you think I came down 100 stairs?
Yeah.
Or like 100 stories or something. It's like, this is what I crave from Silo.
Climb down 100 stairs just to come say hi. Yeah, it's like a little bit of
I think he should probably be stationed somewhere closer to the barrier.
Yeah.
The barrier
he's not
seems
really
important
security
right now,
anymore.
you know? The barrier seems like an important area. Why would he be 100 floors above the barrier?
Because he's the judge now.
People are getting down there a lot quicker than they used to.
I just like that it was addressed. And I don't think this show can get better than this at this point. So I'll take what I can get, what I feel is a good constructive episode where characters did things that I believe they would do. And I like the new characters a lot.
They are certainly characters.
What does that mean? They didn't feel like cardboard cutouts.
They were fine.
I don't understand how long they've been there or how they have survived.
With their poor communication skills.
And how exactly do they depend on him for food?
Yeah, they should be a lot thinner, maybe. They're pretty thin. I'm not saying anything about the actors themselves, but they should be like famished. Like they should have like a Matthew McConaughey, Dallas Buyers Club type of dedication.
I don't think you have the budget to CGI that.
No.
I don't. And maybe I missed it though. Did Solo, if they were getting food from the vault / Solo, like Solo knows about them or doesn't know about them?
It's a good question because he definitely knew about their parents that were trying to get into the vault. Now, did he know that they had kids that they were trying to feed? I'm not sure. Not sure.
Because everything changed when he said, a baby.
Does he know about the girl and the guy, though? No,
it's unclear. So. It's unclear.
How are they getting food from him if he has it all behind?
I don't think they were getting food from him. I think they were getting food from rats.
No,
it's if you rewatch the episode, I think it starts off with like a little bit of like vegetation. Like they've built their own little garden, so they have like some level of like ability to make food, but
it's just not enough.
Yeah.
But they rely on Solo for more food.
He's got like a stockpile apparently.
I just don't get how they get it.
Well,
from
it just
him.
seems like there's food in there and they know it's there
Yeah.
and they want it.
Yeah.
That's
So
all
now
it
they're
is.
going to get it, but they haven't been getting food from him, if that's what you thought was happening.
Oh, there are 6 people watching. That's kind of exciting to me. Hi,
Whoa.
people. Hi.
This is what
Silo.
happens when you get a 4 out of 5.
4 out of
Silo
5. Silos.
episode.
Yes. Please
Yeah.
let me know in the chat what you guys thought. And explain to me how the people get food from the Solo Vault. Because I don't understand.
Where
I
is
don't
the
think they
food?
were.
They were not
He wasn't
getting
giving it to them.
They were not getting food before this episode from Solo, if that's what you thought.
Okay.
They are trying to get in there to the vault because they
There's
know
so many other
is
things
food.
to cover, you guys.
I know, but it seems like
it's
it's a big plot point, and if Melissa was misled by it in some way,
Yes.
it should be corrected.
Yes, because that's what I was thinking exactly. Like they have been getting food from it because they seem very determined to like we want to get in that vault. You know what I mean?
So
they only know him as the killer.
Yes, they know there's food in the vault, but he hasn't been giving them any.
Oh,
they just are trying to get in there, like to get at the food because. It's a good question though. How do they know there's food in there? I guess because he's surviving.
I guess
That's got to be it.
Or like maybe the legend of all the stockpiles in IT has been passed down.
Like how
generation to generation.
So have they been there like living off of their own gardens for like decades?
It seems like it. It seems like it, which is why I said they should be way thinner if you want me to like completely buy it.
Yeah.
But hey, how about this?
Yeah.
If you've been watching this podcast, you may have heard episodes ago that I said I think Solo was like one of the little kids.
Oh yeah.
That's what I always thought. I never had a single doubt about it.
Yeah, I guess they kind of misled you a few times to be like, that's impossible because of the timeline.
Yeah.
I didn't get that. I never I know what you're saying because they did mislead you that way. It just never worked because I'm like, why could he not be a little boy? Why?
Yeah.
I can't always, this is a new person. Hi, John. The parents knew there was food.
It's mostly because Solo's just been surviving in there. He's probably also been playing music and they could probably hear it.
Yeah.
Now that we know he's got all those fun stuff in there.
They said the parents were babies when the whole revolution happened.
The rebellion?
Yeah. But yeah, we called it on the show that Solo was probably a little kid.
Yeah.
When all this went down, he was not obviously we knew he wasn't the actual shadow of the IT person.
Mm-hmm.
He's better than that.
We had been throwing around that he was probably a kid for a long time.
Yeah. Like his mind has kind of stayed.
I feel really bad for him knowing his backstory. I mean, for me, he was my favorite character of the season. So I really appreciated like, oh, okay. So he was a little kid. Cool. I don't know why Juliet didn't believe that. Fine. Because like it's been like 20 years since
everyone's saying hi to John. Go ahead.
It's not that she didn't believe that. It's that he kept lying to her and telling her that wasn't the case. Like when they went to his little elementary school and he started talking about that little girl he sat next to, she's like, what the heck were you doing in this class? And he's like, I didn't say this was actually hers.
Yeah, I didn't get why she was like, you didn't go to school.
He wanted her to believe that he was like an adult IT shadow person, and so.
But no one even told her when those people died. So like that's why I'm like, what frame of reference is she referencing? Like this could have been 50 years ago. This could have been 10 years ago.
She was just going off of his
vibes,
his like word, which she kept realizing more and more was not like. 100%.
Why is he lying though? Why he lying?
I think he doesn't know what a dad is.
I think he like kind of sees the head of IT and the IT shadow as like the ultimate authority figures within the silo, and he like wants that respect of like I'm guarding this. I am the shadow of the IT person, and like you have to listen to what I say, type of thing. I don't know.
I really
that's my take.
How is he shot in the shoulder and hit in the head and then fine again?
Plot armor.
He's strong plot armor.
It's crazier that he literally got shot like in the abdomen when the parents broke into the vault, and he like survived that for some reason.
Maybe it went straight through because children are very
Resilient?
No, I mean,
Children
like,
are resilient.
it probably just went through. Because otherwise he would have died.
That's what they say.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, I never believed that he was actually dead anyway, so it wasn't like something I was like,
I didn't want him to
"What?"
be dead. I would have been sad if he was.
I knew he was alive. There's no way. Okay, so then we find out there's like a whole ass family, and then there's this girl who they call Eater, and they treat like shit. I feel kind of bad for her.
I
I don't know exactly why they hate her though. Like she's like another
Because
mouth.
she eats. She contributes nothing. She eats.
Okay. Yeah. So she did explain it in the thing that when her mom died, she gave her over as a baby to this other crew who had their parents and stuff.
Yeah.
And they were like, she was like, please take care of them. And then, so since they needed more food, the parents tried to start breaking into the vault. And they ended up dying trying to do that. And so they kind of resent her because they're like, this hungry ass bitch.
That's what I said. It's not her fault. She was a baby.
I know. And also, like, look, they needed the food. Everybody.
I mean, they must have been little kids too. You can't expect them to be that mature.
Yeah,
but
true.
then they grew up.
I don't know. They have terrible communication skills because that girl went, cut the rope, Juliet fell in the water, and then the other guy's trying to save her. Like,
save
just
her. I was like,
coordinate.
wait, what?
Look, honestly, it just kind of seems like that red-haired girl was the main problem. Like,
yes,
she was just trying to kill people that nobody agreed on, like, should be dead. Like, and yeah, she kept trying to kill everybody. Like, that was her answer to every problem.
Yeah,
violence.
like, let's kill her. And like we don't give a crap about her. I'm not interested in your ideas. Like you're gonna blame this girl who came to you as a baby because her mom was desperate. Like, bitch, why are you so mean?
I know.
Kids do that though. There is one part where violence would have been the answer too, though, because there's the part where they show Juliet, she's holding that girl down and saying like, I'll give you her if you let me go find the thing that I need. And then she's like, I'm going to shoot you with the arrow. Okay, how about we trade your friend for whatever? And she's like, I don't care about that girl. And like in my head, I was like, just start bashing her head. See what they do about it now.
Juliet should have done that, you're saying?
Yes, Juliet should have just started like, wham!
Interesting. Yeah, I thought they were bluffing too, but apparently they really did hate her.
They really don't give a crap about her.
They would have just let her.
I feel horrible for her. Hopefully, she kind of teams up with Solo and Juliet at some point.
I like her. I hope she takes the other suit and goes with Juliet. Solo's not going to go. Solo's going to be scared.
We had a sweet little moment between Solo and Juliet because he's like, why didn't you just take the suit? And then there was a moment of silence. She couldn't just leave him.
She could. But also, these people have arrows.
Especially knowing that he was just a little boy.
Yeah.
A
kid.
They treat this as a reveal, and it didn't feel like one.
I mean, look, if you have not been watching this podcast, it might have been a big reveal because it might not have come up in your brain.
Yeah, because they kind of make his character seem very like mysterious. Like he's very shifty. He could be lying about so many things. So it'd be like that. And then, okay, I'm still upset at the fact that like people's reactions to certain things and revelations just are not appropriate to me. What's his name? His name. The guy he's decided Lucas, right? His name.
Yeah.
He figures out there's 50 silos. Why is he not more mind blown by this?
I think he is.
Yeah,
he just doesn't express it that way. He's an educated man.
He should be a little more mind blown that Bernard already knew about it.
I got that out of his performance, though.
Like, if you know your world as one silo and you don't know the other existence of silos, that is an astonishing discovery. Like, come on.
That's fair.
I mean, he got shut down. He was like, there's 50 silos. And Bernard's like, actually, like, that would take the wind out of your sails.
He actually him. It's the worst thing you can do to somebody.
That should have been another huge revelation. If I were Lucas and I found out Bernard knows about the silos, I'd be asking 50,001 questions. And that's not what he does.
Any theories about that 51st silo? I guess it seems a little obvious.
Maybe it's a silo that looks after all the other silos. Maybe it's a silo that's like in the city that's like demolished looking that looks at the other silos.
You know what bothers me almost about like the whole series, unless we like figure out more, and this is like incorrect,
Mhm.
but it seems like as long as there actually is poison outside and nobody can or should open up these silos, it kind of seems like this evil government is right. Like they're just doing the best that they
It's
can.
right.
I think
Like,
that's interesting.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of my issue too. Is like, what is the
Yeah,
point
like-
of this? Outside is actually
I know.
bad.
I
it's
think
like-
that's the dramatic tension. It's the dramatic irony. Like, you know that there is probably actually poison outside, and you're watching all the characters slowly start come around to this idea that like it's beautiful outside. We should all just go.
Yeah.
So the audience are like, don't do that.
Mm.
Don't do that. But also,
I don't know
we
about the
don't know if
tension
the
though,
poison
because
is real.
I mean, I guess if they leaned in more to like the ethical dilemma of like all of it, like should you repress people and not allow them to go outside in this scenario, even though it's like kind of the right thing for the masses, but it's
certain
still
death.
it's still suppressing their like ability to like do what they want and have their own liberty to like see things. Like if they really leaned into the ethical dilemma of it, then that would be one thing, but instead it's just like, no, the bad guys and the good guys.
Yeah.
But
You're
like the bad
asking
guys are
Silas
kind
to
of
be
right.
gang.
Yeah, and
I
you
know.
kind of verbalize me like issue that I have with this. It's like there's not really like any real tension because we know the truth. Like we know if you go outside, we're gonna die.
I know.
Bernard is kind of evil. He's a killer, but he's saving all of your lives.
Yeah,
Things like
there's still like hypothetically a lot to find out. Like
Mhm. Yeah.
we could be somehow wrong about outside. Like maybe it's not as simple as it seems.
I mean,
And
I
that-
still think that the poison could come out of the doorway. It could be the powder
be.
that we always see.
That's still
Yes.
a big question. What the heck
That's-
is that spray in the doorway thing? We don't know.
That's still something. And then also that 51st silo, like what's up with that? And all
Watching the
these
silos.
IT people that are controlling everything, like what
Mhm.
secrets do they have that kind of
And the
make it-
algorithm at the very end. Who and what is that?
Oh, that was my favorite part.
There was only like 4 people who have ever met the algorithm. Maybe that's the voice from the 51st silo.
And we're gonna do
I
the
think
what was
yeah.
it?
Hmm?
The standard? What is it they're gonna do?
The
Oh yeah, the name of the episode,
safeguard.
the safeguard.
The safeguard.
What is the safeguard? I
We
hated that
don't
cut
know.
to credits. I was like, tell me what it is.
We don't
Maybe
know.
the safeguard is like the.
I think they
The
blow up all the silos.
You think they blow up all the silos if
Maybe
one
just
person
that one.
steps out of line? I don't
I
know
love
about
that Judge Meadows was there.
I think maybe the like the water thing that erases their memory.
Mm.
Maybe somehow they start injecting that into the water supply.
Oh,
The water memory thing that could take months or years to work on everyone.
that might be it.
Correct. And also would explain why Meadows was down there and she learned stuff and she knew about the safeguard.
Mhm.
And also she was an alcoholic. She didn't drink water, maybe. Even though I think you got to drink a little bit of water. You can't just.
I always thought she was an
survive off
alcoholic
alcohol
because
alone.
like she learned some sort of like horrible truth and she tries to like escape her demons. I don't know.
That was before we learned about the poisoned water that makes you forget things.
Yeah.
Yeah, but she disappeared for a week and then Bernard has no idea where she went and she never revealed. So like
I mean,
what
that door's
happened
got to
there?
go somewhere.
Yeah. We don't know what's happening there. I just hope next week we can learn some more before we wait more than a year for like more of the truth because I don't know. The lore videos on YouTube keep tempting me. I'm not clicking them, but
Are we going to read the book?
no, I'm not reading
Books?
Nah.
Yeah,
if
right.
If I was really into the show, I would read the book. Ironically, right? Like,
you see, you did it for House of the Dragon.
yeah.
We stand correct. That season 2 of that dragon show was better than this season 2.
Well, in fairness to Silo, I guess
Yeah,
I read House of the Dragon after season 1.
you did,
So season 2,
but you didn't read the book after Silo season 1.
no, I did not. But I knew I didn't like Silo as much as I liked House of the Dragon.
Okay.
However, I didn't like season 1 of Silo was not as bad as this season. So it's
no
getting a
Silo
little
Season 1
worse.
was good. Yeah.
The pacing in this one is terrible.
Yeah.
Even though like I do want to just know everything.
I do.
Yeah.
Me too. I do.
So I'll give it that much credit. Like the concept is interesting enough where hey, tell me more.
Yeah, I think I'm afraid that it might not be as interesting as they're making it seem, only because like I feel like the big bad truth is like outside is really bad. So like what else can come up? Mel never reads the books when she watches a show.
Let me just defend my friend Melissa here. Melissa reads lots of books.
I do.
But they're like beach
before they
romance
become shows.
books. But you like beach romance, like one day reads, like cute little enemies to lovers. I know your tastes.
I do, because there's a big difference as to what I will watch versus what I will read. Like everyone, I don't know if y'all have heard of, well, Age knows Sarah J. Maas, but her books are huge, but that's a fantasy series. And then there's also Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros that maybe you've seen around, but her books are huge. But those are all fantasies, and I can no longer read fantasy books. I will watch the shows and movies, but I just feel like when you're reading it, like the world building, I don't know how to pronounce the names and the magic systems. So I like to keep it simple. I do.
And then there's me. That's all I consume.
There you go. I love our differences. It's a beautiful
vampire thing. Princess Faye. Yeah, let's do it.
Yes. Oh, and they just announced, speaking of book adaptations, they're going to turn Anna Huang's Twisted series into a show on Netflix. So be on the lookout for that.
Well, here's a picture of cats that have been turned into tempura shrimp.
Beautiful.
Well, that looks like a penguin on the left.
What?
Was that a penguin in there too?
Oh no, it was two. Actually, it is a penguin, a rabbit, and a cat. Look at that.
Oh, a rabbit. Okay. The Usagi, right? Is that what they're called?
Yes.
Ooh, back to 6. Hello, 6 people. Tell me your ratings of the 1 out of 5 Silos. Wait, Rob Blackfire, are you here just hanging out, or have you watched Silo? Let me know.
I'm going to assume everybody watching is going to let me spoil it all. Spoilers for what we just watched.
I have a feeling.
They're here.
Why do I feel like we're the only ones that watch Silo, except for John?
Because it's not that good.
John.
Season 2 is not that great, but I know some people who watch it only because of their breakdown videos on YouTube. Like people are watching it, just not like large scale.
Yeah, people are watching it. Actually, I brought it up at work, and then like 2 or 3. I was talking to like 5 people, and like 2 or 3 of them were like, "Oh, I watched Silo," and I was like, because I was kind of bringing it up almost as an example of like a bad show, and then they were like, I kind of like it. I was like, oh, sorry.
I have seen that comment too, that people are liking it, which actually kind of shocks me a little bit.
You know what it is? It's that it has a lot of potential, and it just like drips these little.
Thank you, Rob.
Don't. If you watched it, whatever. If you didn't, also whatever. Because we won't waste your time. We'll just tell you in this episode. What's his name? Sheriff Billings.
Billings,
has a crisis of faith. This should have happened 10 episodes ago.
I
when he found the paper.
It's been building up to it. I also want to say, I feel like some people just kind of like it, and I don't mean this as an insult. I'm actually jealous, but there's a lot of people that watch shows just to unwind, and they don't need the shows to be like absolutely good in terms of even like the acting, which is something I feel like is obvious that like at minimum the acting needs to be good enough to make me like forget people are acting. Some people are just like, this is my downtime, I'm gonna watch a show, I'm not gonna be too critical, whereas we need to like get online and talk about it to each other and be like, this show sucks.
Because like you want a show to live in your head and you want it to occupy a space that you feel is valuable. But when you're watching garbage, you're just like, oh no.
It's just like, oh, I gotta talk about this every week.
Get it out of my mind.
It's fine. Yeah. It's fine. We still had a blast. We still got together and talked and had fun. Okay.
Yeah. Like, it was the real Silo was the friends we made along the way. That old phrase.
Yeah. If you guys lived in the Silo, would you live in the down deep, the up top,
I think
the middle? Where would you want to be?
We've had this conversation before, but people don't watch every episode of the podcast.
It's true.
go
Okay.
and relitigate it, which
Yeah.
you guys go first because I know my answer.
Well, here's the thing. Last time we discussed it, we were like, the hospital's probably in the middle. So we were all like, probably the middle. But like, I don't think that's the case. I think the doctor just goes where the people are.
There's probably multiple hospitals like any town or city.
That's true. Possibly.
And I don't
We've
remember
only met 2
talking about the
doctors.
hospitals at all, by the way.
I remember that.
We haven't seen Jorah Mormont again. He disappeared.
He's too
No.
expensive.
He might be a little expensive, yeah.
Is he gonna get in trouble for letting that lady
For
get
the
pregnant?
birth
or is that
control
next
thing, like
season?
where's that storyline going?
We have to wait 9 months.
I guess.
Yeah, maybe in
Of
season
real
3 it'll
time.
come up.
Yeah.
It'll happen in 9 months from
I
now.
think I would live in the middle. I keep saying that. I'm sorry. Boring answer, but I'm Goldilocks. I don't have to be down deep going in mechanical. I'm very bad at engineering. I don't know how things work. I'm not going to be any use to anybody there. I don't want to be up top because Bernard is scary. He might find a way to murder me. I don't want to be living close to the government. So I want to be somewhere in the middle where I mind my business, where I don't need to know everything that's going on. I just have my regular job. Maybe I'm someone's secretary. I get to go home to dinner and watch some TV, and then that's where I'm going to be.
This is like a lot, kind of like the life you live in real life, right? You're not trying to rule the world. You don't want a crap job. You just want something to go home and watch TV and be comfortable.
You just made me sound really boring. Thanks a lot. Why'd you have to go and analyze it so much?
What would be less boring if you wanted to rule the world or if you wanted a crap job?
Well, I guess I could have said I want to be Bernard and just be the one that's the stringing the puppets.
Why is he the way he is?
But the Bernard is the bad guy, you know?
He is.
But why? I want to know his motivations.
He's trying to protect the silo, but he's doing it by murdering people.
He thinks he knows best. He's like any other ruthless, sick dictator.
So he's misguided.
Sure. I would live in the middle too because I would like easy access to either or, which by the way, I was thinking about this recently too, because the middle is obvious because walking 100 floors to get to the middle is annoying. But being at equal distance from the top and bottom has to be the best place in the silo if you really lived there. But since it's a show, they have to make it like a metaphor. And they have to make it if you live towards the top, it's because you're one of the top people. Or if you live towards the bottom, it's because you're one of the bottom people. The middle, in reality, would be the best because it's just the traveling would be so easy.
So he's thinking of the logistics. I'm thinking about my own life. And how about you?
I think I would be at the bottom. It's because I crave the outside, and the closest I can get to the outside is those underground tunnels. I also feel like I could totally be like Walker and never leave my room.
You definitely are kind of agoraphobe, but you want to be closer to the outside by going down deep?
I mean, I can't actually go out the hatch.
Well, now she's thinking about these tunnels, which we don't even really know.
We don't know
much about them.
I've known about the tunnels this whole time because I read the comic book.
We don't really know what's happening with the tunnels.
I know.
Oh, hi, 7 people. We have a theory that the tunnels connect to all these silos together, right?
Yeah,
potentially.
But now I feel like maybe they lead outside now because you just brought that up.
Oh, she did.
You just said, I want to be close to the tunnels to go outside.
I need to clarify. I don't actually mean outside. I just mean I like to be in nature and there's water down there and it's kind of a big open space compared to these claustrophobic hallways inside of the silo. I don't actually mean outside. The tunnels are going to connect to either the silos or the main silo or maybe the city, IDK, but I know they get you outside.
The down
outside up top.
The down deep seems claustrophobic to me, but I guess we have different perspectives.
I love how you're I like to be in nature with water. It's like a fucking sewer.
It's a big empty space. It's better than your little, silo apartment.
Yeah, I don't know.
They even have a little camping tent in there with a cute little light. It looks so cozy.
I don't like that all of those stairs are above, it could come crashing down. No.
I also feel like if you're down there in mechanical, for some reason, I feel like it gets hotter.
Possibly.
Mm.
I don't know. That's just from me watching the show, being like, that
But
looks
you know, when
hot
you're
down there.
subterranean, it's very cold. The deeper you go into the ground, I mean, unless you go really, really deep
I
where
gotta go
there's
really
magma.
deep to like touch the core of the earth.
I've been in the Paris catacombs, and they're very cold down there. It's like 30 meters down.
Mm.
Terrible spiral staircase to get there.
Not surprised. What else happened in this episode that we want to cover?
Common did something. Oh, he saw the picture.
His wife is still. Oh yeah, they're spreading around that picture. That's a good one.
I forgot the picture. What is it?
It's
Georgia.
the picture of Georgia, and they're
Oh,
like,
okay.
"This is what's outside, maybe."
Okay. And then somebody, I forgot which character, but they talked about wanting to go outside again, right?
It's I think it's the bearded guy that he was like a 1-episode character, and they keep bringing him back.
I thought it was a girl who said something about going out.
Billings' wife was like
Eater.
Eater
Said something about going outside.
She wants to go with
she wants to go with Juliet.
Yeah, but I think it was Sim's wife.
Yeah,
no, it was Billings' wife.
Billings' wife.
They're having a bunch of conversations now about like maybe
Mm-hmm.
it still looks like that out there, which again, it doesn't.
We know it doesn't.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
That's the dramatic tension.
Yeah. So okay. And then I guess the tension comes in, or like the action will come in, as so that Juliet can go back home in time to like stop people from going out.
I don't even know if the time is of the essence anymore. They seem to be like living their lives. Like, sure, there's a blockade, but
Juliet likes Solo more than she likes everybody back in the other
She
side.
grows attached. That girl has a heart. She's got a big heart. She gets attached.
I do kind of. I'm a little irritated about Billings in general when he announced that he was going to do an investigation on the loudspeaker episodes ago. Like, when that happened, I remember going, "Ah, you idiot!" And then in this episode, they're like, "That was dumb." Came too late. I wish they had addressed that sooner.
He's like public enemy #1 now.
Yep.
Which I'm just not a fan of that actor. Like, I don't think he's intense enough to carry that kind of weight, where he's like the leader of the rebellion basically now.
Yeah, he's a little boring.
Yeah. Something else that happened, I know we're not like big Knox and Shirley fans on this podcast, but so it seems like Knox is kind of onto that lady that's like the snitch. He went in there and he like told her if he thinks it's somebody else, but
yeah, Terry's mom. I don't know Terry.
Yeah,
you know Terry?
No, and all of the.
Sorry.
You're
saying
Go.
Are we saying that Knox knows that Walker's a spy?
Yes,
I think so, because all of the ways he described who they think the spy is kind of related to her. So I think he was speaking to her in code, like, basically, I know you have no other choice but to like protect somebody you love. And then he gave her like the plan of what they're going to do, which I think is not the real plan, but probably something to set up Bernard, Tim Robbins' character.
I would like that, so that we can for once see Bernard lose at something, because I feel like he's always winning. He's like the Lannisters seasons 1 through 4 or 1 through 3.
Even though like this whole season is happening the way it is because things are not kind of going his way, but he's playing good defense so far.
Yeah, like he always has like a comeback that's like, you know,
because he's got the book. He's just following the book.
That's telling him what to do.
Yeah. The order.
Mm-hmm.
What's the deal with Luke hiding Salvador Quinn's copy of the pact with his mama?
I don't know. That's kind of weird, because it's like I feel like Bernard would know exactly who to go to uncover where he hid the book, because there's cameras everywhere.
That's fair, but I guess it is like the only person he can trust.
And he also admitted to having a crush on Juliet, right?
Oh yeah, to Shirley.
Mm-hmm.
I just love the whole thing about her boyfriend's name is George.
I get mad at him for kissing on her. I still feel like Shirley's in love with Juliet. Maybe if she's bi, I don't know.
I wish it mattered. Like, the relationships in this show don't matter, which is weird. You think
I need a little bit of like that's what I need. See, as a romance reader,
interpersonal drama. There's no interpersonal drama.
I need a love story somewhere because
I know, and you didn't think you were gonna get it with Knox and Shirley. That's so unsatisfying.
I thought about that. I was like, okay, last episode they like, why'd you kiss me? Why'd you kiss me? And then it's like it got dropped. There's no follow through.
I thought someone was going to die.
Oh, that's right. I said that episodes ago that I saw online. People said one of them's gonna die because they got a little bit romantical.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think that's like the only way it could get interesting.
If someone
is if one of them dies, because it's so not like a good love story. You know?
I'm sad about that. I want a good love story.
I wanted like a Lucas versus Juliet kind of thing where like their relationship has something to do with the ultimate confrontation, maybe.
Yeah, that could have been some good tension. See, now I kind of want to see them get together somehow.
Because he's even like, oh, I didn't help Juliet and now I want to help her now. And I don't really feel like I saw him struggle with that decision at any point. Maybe I'm just forgetting season 1, but I feel like it was just like here's the hard drive. Oh my God, there's there's birds in it. Anyway, I'm arrested now. I don't know.
I kind of got the feeling from Lucas that like he's just like a deeply curious person. So like he got excited about this assignment from Bernard to uncover truths about whatever.
Bernard's really got him on a long leash.
Yeah, so far everything that he has told Bernard has not been surprised at so far. So it's just kind of like, what else?
Yeah, it kind of makes you skeptical. Like the leash is long enough to where whatever Lucas does down there and comes back to Bernard, like, is Bernard just expecting something? And he's like sitting there waiting for like whatever it is. He's like,
for some.
He's like, it's not the 50 silos. I know that.
There's actually a 51st. No, I don't know what the 51st does, but I know it's there.
He's falling into a bit of a trap. Our little.
Who was the other person who had been downstairs? It was they mentioned
Quinn,
Meadows,
and
George, which was Juliet's boo thing in season 1.
Wait, George was real?
He was real.
Yeah, he was the guy from season 1, the guy who died, where Juliet was obsessed finding out how did he die.
Why did I think that was Lucas? Oh,
because that was like her later crush. Yeah.
Huh. I don't remember this. Yeah. I remember Rashida
because he was the guy that showed that he did actually off himself when he jumped off the balcony. The video that they showed Juliet by season 1 end. Yeah.
Wow. Season 1 was a lifetime ago.
It was a lifetime ago. But he was the one. So it's only been 4 people.
But not as long ago as season 1 of Severance, which starts
the 17th.
Yeah, so that's this week, right? Friday.
The reviews are very good.
They're 100% on Rotten Tomatoes for whatever that's worth.
I've seen that. So I'm hoping you guys have a great season opener.
I have Severance theories.
You have 7 theories?
I do.
Okay.
I think it's all about theories. I think it's all about resurrecting the old man.
The old man. I have to watch a recap. I don't remember.
No, none of that will be addressed. This is my personal theory.
Okay, but I don't even remember an old man. I mean, I remember Christopher Walken.
You know how that female main character is the daughter of that prominent male character in the universe?
Yes. He's dead?
I believe that I think he's dead, and I think he's going to try to take over her body, and I think that is the whole thing. Melissa, the show has nothing about this. It is about people, like, going to work.
It's way out there. Like, I don't even know if there's like
it's like a Black Mirror episode.
Body taking over aspect of the show at all yet.
No, there's not. That's why it's
okay.
It's out there. I think it's a thing.
You know who has a body? That person in the silo.
All of them. The baby.
The baby has a body. Which other character have we not talked about that we wanted to talk about?
I think we hit on all the storylines. I mean, did we talk about Common's wife being just like a total like Littlefinger type?
Yeah, she's very
whatever
shifty.
It takes.
She's very shifty.
Yeah.
I like her because she's unpredictable. Like I kind of get her, but I don't.
She did say like it depends like whoever's winning, whichever side, we need to make sure we're on that side. And I like
Yeah,
that.
I kind of feel like
smart.
she is predictable because she just jumps on whatever side is winning.
I mean, I would do that. I would be like that if I was in the silo.
Smart, you know.
Yeah,
as long as she doesn't get caught.
It's like the cowardly but wise.
Is it cowardly or is it smart?
Good thing to say.
Littlefinger lasted a long time.
Yeah, but Littlefinger was always like 2 or 3 steps ahead.
Always
so like it's not about who's winning at the time. It's like what the best path to victory for him is.
Chaos is a ladder. All the silo needs is ladders.
They have stairs.
It's not enough. They need elevators. They need ladders.
Littlefinger
elevators would change the game.
Was he ahead, or was he seeing chaos happen and then he was taking the opportunity? Like he was opportunist.
I think he was just in everybody's ear.
In the first season, for sure, he was ahead. I mean, he backstabbed Ned, which he didn't really need to do. If he was just capitalizing, he would have like shifted more towards Ned, and because things were moving in that direction where the Lannisters were gonna kind of fall.
Mm-hmm.
But he was ahead of the game because he backstabbed Ned. But I think as the show went on, and then things moved on from the books, he became pretty crappy as a character. But even then, he was still trying to scheme. He was trying to turn Sansa
and Arya.
That was like the last thing he was trying to do.
Yes.
So he was always like thinking ahead, at least. But this lady is just kind of like, who is winning today? It seems like the rebels are. So. So she's a little more one note, I guess, but
I think we're talking about all the characters.
Yeah.
Any last minute things that we wanted to cover? Because this
Have
is
you ever eaten a rat?
the ultimate episode, huh?
Have you ever eaten a rat?
No,
do they eat rats in the episode?
There's a part where Eater tells Juliet, like, "Oh, what do you eat in your silo?" And she's like, "IDK. It matters, whatever's in the cafeteria that day."
And then she's like, "So no rats, huh?"
Ew.
Juliet's living the good life.
I guess when you're starving, you'll go for it. But
Yeah.
Alrighty, so I think we've covered it all. Next week will be the big grand finale, episode 10. It will be our last live show. Why are you shrugging? It is episode 10. Why are you?
I mean, you said grand finale. It might suck.
It might
but I'm trying to be positive.
It might just be the finale. No grand.
I'm trying to be positive, people. Come on.
It'll go out with a fizzle.
Hopefully we find out who the algorithm is, what Silo 51 is. Will that girl kill the girl, the Eater? Because I feel like she's a hair away. She really hates her. Will Juliet leave Silo? I forgot the number. Will Solo go with her? Or will that Eater girl go with her? Will people leave Juliet's Silo and then they die and then it'll be the end of more people's lives? Who's gonna die? Leave me your theories on the comments, okay?
What number state is Georgia?
Lots of possibilities can happen.
In terms of its addition to the Union?
Yes. Is it by chance the 18th state? Are there 51 silos? Because in this universe, there's 51 states.
Puerto Rico,
well,
51st.
Technically, there's 50 states plus DC.
Okay, so we're going to end the stream. Bye.